How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Wish. Yes, many people have been asking me, Dre, we need to get an update video. Have you seen the stock price recently? So you know what? We'll talk about it right now. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Wish. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $2.31, being up 3.59%. On the low, it tested $2.14, and then on the high, testing $2.35. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 18.072 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 22.242 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, but we still saw some strength in the stock. We saw that tech did pick up quite a bit towards the end, and Wish benefited from this. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is around 33.70. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And like I said in my previous videos, Wish is in a bear market, trading below all of our major moving averages, and it's been doing this for quite some time, let's be honest here. But if we want to see some strength from the stock, it has to at least come back to reclaim the 21-day EMA at $2.64. We ended up seeing a high on Friday at $2.35. So again, you want to see some strength. You want to see maybe a higher level of support actually happening. So I'd want to see it get to 264, and if it is able to do that, that's where you want to look for some consolidation. And the reason why this is important, because you'd want to see it catch up to the 50-day here right around $3.21. And if I was going to be looking at this in regards to a swing trade, which I've done in the past, and why I say it's very important that you have a tight stop loss here, is that I'd have it around here right at $2. Because when I was taking a look at the book value for Wish, it is around $1.30. So for anyone who's actually investing at these current levels, it doesn't look that bad. But if you're going to be looking for a swing, hey, you might be able to take advantage of a move up, especially if we see strength inside of the market. We are still in earnings season at the moment, and Wish might be able to get some sympathy. But like I said in my previous videos, if we get any big updates in regards to mention of who the new CEO is going to be or any sort of catalyst, then the stock could potentially move. But for the most part, I'm just going to continue to watch it, see where it goes. But if you're going to be looking to jump into this play, just be aware of those factors. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Wish. So as we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. When we take a look at the recent filings for January the 28th, we have 3 closed positions from Hamilton Lane Advisors LLC and as well as National Asset Management Inc. and as well as Exane Derivatives. But we also do see a new position from Amplius Wealth Advisors LLC that purchased 25 shares. And we see for the 27th having ProShares Ultra Consumer Services that went in with 1,627 shares. We also have Boss Global X Founder Run Companies ETF that purchased 33,987 shares, and as well as Schwab that purchased just over 1.29 million shares. So now when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 39.32%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 2.11 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 3.7 million, updated 26 minutes ago, and then for the short ball-free rate, it is at 0.74%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 27th, it was at 50.19. And then then for the close of the 28th, so the Friday just passed, being at 39.32. So that is a significant decrease right there, but one thing that is very clear, Wish does continue to have short squeeze potential. It fulfills the criteria of 21% or higher, and it's almost doubled that. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution.
Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Wish. So for the inflow, it's at 5.42, and then on the outflow, it's at 5.87. So it was an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, it was 0 on the large. On the medium, it was 3.39, and then on the small, it was 2.03. Taking a look at the outflow side, it was 0 on the large. On the medium, 3.89, and on the small, it was 1.98. Keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the large-scale orders in the last 5 days, for the Friday that just passed for January the 28th, it was 0, but on the 27th, we ended up having an inflow day. We also did see one on the 25th, and then we had outflow days on the 26th, and as well as the 24th. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And of course, when we take a look at the large, which represent whales, institutions, and funds, we had 0. And then when we take a look now at the turnover ratio, it was at 3.08%. So again, not too bad for a stock like Wish. It is beaten up fairly bad, so there are still many who are continuing to hold on to their positions. We do have traders that go in and out of this play, but again, it doesn't have a lot of strong price movement for that. But the moment we end up hitting those key levels, like I talked about inside of the technicals, this is where things can get interesting. So now let's go into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Wish, yes, the stock has been beaten up quite a bit to this point. We know the market conditions have not been favorable for tech stocks. And what we have to take a look at is the book value. So for the book value for Wish, it is around $1.30. Currently it's trading at around $2.31. So that gives you a good idea how undervalued this stock currently is. But it is for just reasons. So the first point being is, as far as guidance was concerned, it wasn't the greatest. They're also currently looking for a CEO. Plus on top of that, we know as far as growth stocks as a whole, I mentioned this already, are going to get beaten down quite a bit for this year due to the fact that we do have interest rate hikes, especially the companies who are not making any money, and Wish is in this category. So that is one thing that you want to be aware of. If you're going to be looking to swing trade this play, then I would be putting a stop loss right at $2. Again, you want to make sure you protect yourself and then see if it can make that move to the upside. So the key level you want to look out for is around $2.64, and then see if it can make that move to $3. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So this is why, if you have a catalyst coming into this play, so the mention of a new CEO, I can see this stock really start taking off. Or any kind of news that can give potential investors more confidence, or even whales and institutions to say, well, you know what, I'm going to put some money into this play because I do see some upside. Will Wish be able to move further from where it's currently at? Yes, I do believe so, but at the end of the day, the company needs to come through for this stock. They need to give investors more confidence to say, well, you know what? Yes, we did find a CEO, but we also want to know, what is his past like? Has he been able to turn companies around? This is going to be very crucial who they decide to choose, and this is why I feel it's taking a bit of time. But again, we have to wait, be patient, and see where things go. But for the most part, for any new investors that want to jump into this play, there's not a lot of risk whatsoever. But again, I am not telling you to go out there and buy shares. I can't give you financial advice. Do your homework, do your due diligence, and see if this would be the right investment for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.